anyway, with the new Pokemon TCG, Pokemon Sun and Moon base set coming out, there is probably going to be more series coming out throughout the year, and that means there are more things to put in a custom booster box of your own. And today I'm going to be teaching you simply how to create one of these things. I mean, this one wasn't that well made. I don't think you can actually see it in the video, but if you're looking at it from here, it has a few flaws. But anyway, I'm going to teach you how to make this in the video, and if you do decide to make this, to do a tutorial on how to make this in a video of your own, please, if you do decide you are going to make a tutorial on how to make this in a video of your own, and it came from my video, then I do request that you give me credit in the description of your video. And if you do make this box and you use it in a custom booster box opening, I do request that you give credit for the tutorial in the description as well. But anyway, without any further ado, let's get going. Obviously, if you do want to do a Pokemon custom booster box opening with a box that you made from this tutorial, as I said before, you need to give credit in the description. Also, that is if you make a tutorial based from this one. But as well as that, if you are doing a custom opening, you will need at least 18 packets, because that's around about what can fit. And here I have 18 empty ones, and there's quite a lot of variety in here, like got some Roaring Skies, but you might want more of variety, including Pokemon Sun and Moon ones, because this one is about 50% Steam Siege, and the others are just slivers of stuff, and including that Phantom Forces, that's probably just 10%. But still, you may want a lot of booster packets to put in this thing if you're going to do a custom opening. Only just discovered that you could switch the torch on while recording a video. I may be a tiny bit of an idiot. Anyway, into the video. For this, you are gonna need cardboard, of course. You can use an old cereal box. You'll probably see here that I have used an old cereal box and all that to make this lovely booster box thing. So, cardboard. Just make that look like a piece of cardboard. You'll need scissors, a pen, and some sellotape. Oh, remember, the cardboard needs to be A4, of course. And you will need a empty booster packet of any size, of any size or anything, just for the measuring purposes. I used the Evolutions one, just for the sake of it, just so I can see if I can get it to focus. Yeah, I used an Evolutions packet. So, yeah. I'm gonna just get onto the tutorial. There are a lot of pictures in the tutorial, and I will be leaving, if you do get stuck, just give me a comment in the thing below, and I will tell you how to do it. Remember, only fits 18 packages. If you do want to do 36 packets, you will need to put them both alongside each other and measure it as well, so yeah. Now first you are going to want to have to measure out the lines on the thing. You want to decide how far the front is going to come up the booster packet. So by doing that, you just need a ruler and you need to mark out the areas. This will help, and also mark where the top of the booster packet is and where the bottom of the booster packet is. And that might be useful. So remember to do this with a ruler, and this is why you would need the Pokemon packet, because that really helps with making the dimensions be correct. So I'll just let you do that right now. Marking dots is often a useful way to do so. You need to use the ruler to mark lines straight across. It doesn't matter if these lines are not supposed to be there. Always use the lines. They're called like construction lines, and you can always rub them out if you get them wrong. So remember to do the lines lightly and with a ruler. So anyway, with this one, we've got the whole thing ready. So what we're going to do is we're going to measure up the packet on the up way, and down. so there's enough room for the packet to be able to sit in the box and that. So once you've measured up, you need to measure up across the side of the packet and up to the top. Of course, I did make some flaws since this is the first booster box mini booster box which I have made so far. So yeah, I did make some mistakes. Also remember, you may want to glue your booster packet, no, not glue it down, put glue tack on it and put it down onto the thing. I of course used, this one was used in no opening anyway, so yeah, this is like, you need to measure up and to keep it down you need some glue tack. I forgot to mention that in like the supplies thing. Now once you have got all those lines there, you are going to have it looking like that. It's going to look like that. It should look like that basically if it's an A4 piece of card, because your packet should fit on it. So you've got lines going across, and soon you will be doing some more technical stuff. As you will see there, I forgot to draw some lines down at the bottom, meaning the bottom of the pack, so did kind of mess that up, and there we go. The lines down at the bottom of the packet, you may want to draw them all the way down even further, because it turned out it wasn't big enough to reach up half the way through my packet, or the amount of way through the packet that it needed to go. So yeah, you may want to use a pencil for this in case you get it wrong and you have to rub it out again. I forgot to say you will need a rubber as well, so yeah. This is for making a custom booster box. And also, just look in the bottom right corner of the Meowth artwork up there, and you'll see that it's a 20th anniversary card. Because yeah, so anyway, on to the next bit. Here you will see that I've marked sort of diagonal side lines down, the first line down from the top of the piece of card, diagonal lines down, leaving a bit of space at each edge, ready for, so that can fold around and it can lead to down at the bottom. You will see there is a bit of card, and that will come up, and it will attach to those two pieces of card around there. And that will be very useful for actually making your packet stay in the box. Now, as you know, I made a rubbish one earlier, and this one was actually taken out with care. So anyway, now you need to go on to the bit where you cut it out. The most interesting part. Cut the shape out carefully. If you don't do this correctly, your booster box might fail. You need to do it correctly and by the lines. As you can see, I've left some of the lines are still there. I didn't cut it out absolutely perfect because of course no one's perfect at cutting, but if you do mess it up you may fail at doing the folding bit, because you do need to fold it correctly when you're coming to doing the folding bit. So here goes. Now, with this, I actually had a bit of a struggle folding it over, and I had to figure out an extra way to do it. I tried making tiny little snips in the sides of the thing where I was folding. The car is just staring at it. But I did make tiny little snips there, and it did not help quite that much. So yeah, you have to kind of find a way to get those things folded easily. And I don't know if you will see here, but there was actually a little indent in part of the cardboard just there. There was an indent, and that helped fold most of the lines. If you make like indents along the lines with your nails, my nails weren't very sharp at this point, so it wasn't as easy, but if you make indents along it, it will be much easier to fold over when it comes to that bit. So once you've folded the sides in and the bottom in, it should look like this on the back of the box where the drawing is. Now that big piece of sticky up card is more or less the bit which ought to flap over the thing. You may want to cut off a bit of card from the bottom to stick onto that bit to make it a bit longer so it will actually fit, because it didn't fit originally. You may want to stick a bit of card up on the top just there so that it will fit. At this point it should look like this, and that, yeah, it should look like that, and that looks actually quite good at the moment. So as you can see, we've sellotaped the sides in so that they don't fall apart and all that. Sellotape the bottom to the bottom, or you could just use glue, but glue isn't going to stick as well. And also sellotape is everywhere, literally, and you can basically just stick some paper over it, and including the inside, you may want to stick some paper over some parts of the inside of the box as well. So yeah, once folded like that, you may want to sellotape the sides in and all that, so that it becomes, okay, how to explain this, so that it sticks together and it doesn't fall apart while you're doing the top part of the box. So fold the top part of the box in over this part so it looks like it can go in. Of course, you may have to add an extra bit of card onto the end just because of the fact that it kind of messes up. Like, it kind of like doesn't work if you do the what do you call it? It doesn't work as well if you do if you just leave it like that. So anyway, up there you'll probably see a cut in the top of the thing. That was me trying to make a pop-out art. Let me just tell you, it's not a good idea to try that. I had to sellotape up the hole, which made it look a bit more disastrous than it should have done. But anyway, apart from that, that was pretty much only one more tip that I could give you before the end of this, and it is to do with the amount of cards. Yes, you can fit 18 cards in this, and you may want to put the cards in the box to check if it's you can fit 18 booster packets in it. You may want to put the booster packets in, or empty booster packets in, to test whether it can hold them. I think you can squeeze up to 20 of them, and yeah, so that's good. So when you have the finishing product, it should look a bit like this thing, yeah. So that is how you create the custom booster box. Remember, if you are going to make a tutorial on how to do this coming from my video, then you have to give me credit in the description, and if you are doing an opening of a custom booster box which you made from using this tutorial, then you have to give me credit as well, because I don't want people just randomly going and stealing your ideas. But anyway, after you finished it should come out, and then once your booster box is finished, it should look something like this. These aren't part of the booster box, they're just there for some reason. But anyway, yeah, that one was the first EX I pulled in a packet, so anyway, it should look like this. You should be able to open it like this, and yeah, I still haven't figured out the exact chink to getting actually into it. But yeah, it should look something like this once you finished it and all that. And of course, the cereal box showing in the background. You can fit 18 packets, as I said before. And I will actually go and decorate this thing now, and I'll be back right after I have decorated it.